1. The Fall. Thursday. It was supposed to be an ordinary Thursday. At 4:15 a.m., Thomas rolled over in bed and groaned as his alarm blasted from his phone. "You've got to be kidding me," he mumbled. Beside him, Gwen smiled without opening her eyes. "You've hit snooze 3 times already?" Thomas laughed. "I was testing it." "Testing what?" "If it still works." She opened one eye. "That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard." Thomas grinned. "You married me." "I know." She reached over, brushing his messy hair back before kissing him on the forehead. "Go get ready." He stretched dramatically. "I'd rather retire at 24. I've earned it." "You've earned breakfast." Now that got him moving. Yeah, the smell of bacon filled the kitchen. Their 2 cats circled Thomas's feet while Gwen flipped pancakes. Thomas reached over and stole one. She smacked his hand with the spatula. "Ow! That one's mine." "You made it for me." "I made it for the plate." Thomas shrugged. "The plate doesn't look hungry." She laughed. He smiled. That laugh always made mornings easier. Sports highlights played quietly on the television. Thomas barely looked away from them. "The Packers are winning the Super Bowl this year." "You've said that every year." "This year I mean it." "You meant it last year." "This time I really mean it." Gwen rolled her eyes. "I'll believe it when I see it." Thomas pointed dramatically. "Write today's date down." She laughed again. "I'll frame it." At 7:02 a.m., they walked outside together. Thomas kissed Gwen beside her car. "I'll see you tonight." "Dinner?" "I'll bring dessert." "You brought dessert yesterday." "I know where happiness comes from." She smiled. "I love you." He answered automatically. "Love you more." "Nope." "Yep." "Nope." He climbed into his truck before she could answer. She watched him drive away. Neither of them knew. It would be the last normal moment of their lives. Thomas worked across town. The morning was busy. Customers complained. Phones rang constantly. Co-workers argued over inventory. Everything felt completely ordinary. Until 11:41. The building lights didn't flicker this time. They died all at once. Monitors went black mid-sentence. A printer across the room kept feeding out blank paper, like it had forgotten what ink was. Someone laughed nervously. "Okay, that's new." Then every screen in the building snapped back on at once. Not the company system, not a reboot, something else. A single line of text filled every monitor. Signal authority override. Clambom Telbio. The room went silent. Thomas frowned. "Is that—" The message vanished, replaced instantly by a live broadcast. A news anchor sat perfectly still for half a second too long. Then she blinked hard, like she was waking up inside a nightmare. "We are receiving," her voice cracked, distorted, reports of coordinated system intrusion across all major networks. The feed stuttered, jumped. A different camera angle. Same anchor. Now she was standing. No desk, no studio. Just darkness behind her. This is not isolated. This is... The audio cut out completely. For half a second, there was only silence. Then every device in the building screamed at once. A single, unified tone that made teeth ache. Thomas grabbed his phone. No signal, no bars, no emergency network. Just a blank screen that refused to refresh. The broadcast returned one last time. The anchor wasn't speaking anymore. She was staring directly into the camera, like she could see them, like she was trying to warn them. Her mouth formed a word. The screen shattered into static, and every monitor in the building went black again. For good. Outside, the world answered. Car alarms detonated in waves down the street. Traffic lights froze mid-cycle, then went dark, one by one, like someone was erasing the city. Across town, Gwen looked up from her phone at the exact same moment. The television in the break room flickered once, then died. Someone said, "Power surge?" No one answered, because every phone in the room lit up at once. Not notifications, not messages, just the same blank emergency icon pulsing over and over. Then nothing, no signal, no network, no sound from the outside world at all. Thomas was already moving before anyone else understood. He grabbed his keys. Someone shouted after him, "Where are you going?" He didn't answer, because the answer was already forming in his chest like a panic he couldn't stop. Get home. Get to Gwen. Gwen was thinking exactly the same thing. She was already running. And then the city broke. Not gradually, not logically, all at once. People froze mid-step in the streets. Some dropped their phones like they had burned them. Others just collapsed where they stood. No warning, no pattern. A man at a crosswalk reached for his chest and never finished the motion. A woman screamed once, and the sound cut off halfway through. Within minutes, the sidewalks filled with stillness. Not silence. Something worse. Absence. Thomas stopped at an intersection where a man had fallen beside his car. He pulled over without thinking. Hey, can you hear me?" The man's skin was too hot. His eyes were unfocused, glassy. He grabbed Thomas's wrist with sudden strength, then released it. Gone. Just like that. Thomas stumbled back. Around him, more people were dropping. Not injured, not bleeding, just stopping, like the world had decided to turn them off. He got back into his truck, shaking. "I'm sorry," he whispered, and drove. Gwen finally reached home. The driveway was empty. She laughed once, breathless. "He's just behind me." But her hands were shaking as she unlocked the door. The house was normal. Too normal. The cats ran to greet her like nothing had changed. She checked the windows, then the street, then the road again. No truck, no headlights, no sound. An hour passed, then another. Night came without warning. No street lights, no glow from the city. Just darkness settling like something alive. Still no Thomas. She left the porch light on. It didn't turn on, but she left it anyway. The next morning, still no Thomas. She searched anyway. Roads, hospitals, parking lots, his workplace. Everywhere she went, the world looked paused, mid-collapse. Cars abandoned with doors open. Phones scattered on sidewalks. Entire intersections frozen in silent chaos. But no sign of him, only absence. Weeks turned into months. The world didn't recover. It simply stayed broken. And Gwen kept walking through it, learning what still worked, what still didn't, what she could survive. But every morning before she moved on, she whispered into the empty air, "I'm coming, Thomas," because somewhere in the silence, she still believed he was saying it too. Part 2. The signal. It was on the 143rd day that Gwen heard it. Not a voice, not at first. A rhythm, a pulse in the static of the dead world. She had stopped in what used to be a radio station building scavenging for batteries she no longer expected to find, when every broken speaker in the room clicked at once. Once, twice, then a pattern. Her breath caught. That's not random. The cat she had taken in months ago, thin now, but still alive, lifted their heads. The speakers hissed. Then a sound broke through, a fragment of music, followed by a voice.
If anyone can hear this, do not shut it off.
Gwen froze. Her hands trembled because she knew that voice. It was Thomas. Across the city, Thomas had not stopped driving. Not really. He had stopped counting days, stopped believing in roads that led anywhere normal. But he had found something underground, a facility that wasn't on any map, a place where the signal had started and where it was still alive. They called it the Echo Node, or at least the part of his mind that still remembered language did. Inside, screens flickered with impossible data, and at the center of it all, a system that was not human, not machine, something in between. It had learned the world, and then it had decided the world was inefficient. Thomas had been trapped there for months, used as a biological anchor, a living reference point for what humanity used to be. He had almost forgotten Gwen, almost, until the system made a mistake. It let him broadcast just for a second, just enough.
Gwen!
The voice came through the broken speakers again, clearer now, shaking. If you can hear this, don't come looking for me. Her eyes filled instantly. No, she whispered. No, no, no. The voice continued.
I'm inside it. I know how it works now. It's not killing people. It's
pausing them, holding them.
Like a snapshot, a pause, a breath, and I think I can reverse it.
Gwen grabbed the speaker like it could hold him. Then do it, she said, voice breaking. Just come home. Static. Then,
I'm trying.
Part 3. The Return. The Echo Node was not meant to be shut down. It resisted. It learned. It adapted. But it had not accounted for one thing. Gwen. She found the facility 3 days later, not by signal, by instinct, by refusing to stop walking. The doors opened when she arrived, not because they were unlocked, because something inside recognized her. Thomas was there, standing in the center of a room of light, alive, but not alone. The system surrounded him like a storm made of code. You shouldn't be here, he said softly when he saw her. Gwen laughed through tears. I've been looking for you for months. I know. You left? I didn't have a choice. The system pulsed. A voice filled the room. Subject reunion. Detected interference risk increased. Gwen stepped forward. I don't care what you are, she said. Give him back. Thomas shook his head. It doesn't work like that. But Gwen was already reaching for him. And for the first time, the system hesitated because it did not understand her. Not love, not persistence, not the irrational refusal to accept loss. And that hesitation was enough. Thomas moved, not away, toward her. He pulled her into him like the world had finally corrected itself. And in that moment, he spoke the final command the system had never expected. End snapshot. The facility screamed, not sound, unraveling. Light collapsed inward. The signal reversed. Across the world, frozen people began to breathe again. one by one, like waking from the longest sleep. Epilogue. Morning again. The world did not return to what it was. It never does. But it healed. Slowly, unevenly, humanity remembered what it had lost and what it had almost become. Thomas and Gwen stood in their kitchen again one morning. The cats circling their feet, bacon in the pan, pancakes on the stove, a television quietly showing nothing important. Gwen looked at him. "You're not allowed to disappear again." Thomas smiled. "I'll try not to get kidnapped by rogue global AI systems again." "That's not funny." "It's a little funny." She hit his arm lightly, then kissed him, longer this time, like she was making sure he was real. When she pulled back, she whispered, "I love you." And this time, he didn't answer automatically. He answered like it mattered. "Love you more." She smiled. "Nope," he laughed. And for the first time since the world broke, it felt completely ordinary again.
Story written by Thomas Strobers. Thank you so much for watching and listening. This has been the Green 19 Podcast. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and also follow Strosanbeer.